You ever see a man get broke? Not by fists, not by steel, not even by the number stamped on his time, but by something you can't bandage? The heart, man. That's what this is. That's Mel's story. And yeah, it's a lot. Picture him, Mel, walking the tier the first few weeks like he still had wind in his chest. Shoulders back, eyes steady. He wasn't loud. He wasn't trying to be cute. He was just present. He had a rhythm to him, like he decided, I'm going to do this time. Time ain't going to do me. And he had Sheena, the way he said her name. You know how a person will say a name like it's a prayer and a map at the same time? That was Mel with Sheena. On the phone, 15 minutes go quick in here. You know that. He'd be like, babe, I'm good. I'm focused. You straight. You eat. And then he'd hang up and he'd sit a second longer with the receiver like he ain't ready to hand it off to the next man. And I ain't gonna lie, I seen that look before. A lot of us had it once. The one person on the outside is holding my whole sky up look, which, hey, when it holds, it's beautiful. When it cracks, it's a flood. Let me walk you from the start though, because these things don't just fall out the sky. They build, they creep, they warn you with little noises you don't want to hear. So Mel, he met Sheena at a block party. Summertime, plastic cups with cheap juice and cheaper vodka, speakers rattling like the screws was tired, kids running through hydrant water, aunties arguing about spades but really flirting. Sheena walked by with them sunglasses you wear even when the sun gone, and Mel, he joked, said, ain't no UV in the dark, girl. She lifted them up just enough to look at him. Maybe I'm protecting you from me. And that was it, Hook said. They got tight fast. Taco Tuesday turned into every day. Sheena had this messy laugh, like she ain't care if it was pretty, and Mel had that I'll fix it energy. Faucet leaking, he under the sink, tire flat. He already called his cousin at the shop. She say she cold, he giving up his jacket and pretending he ain't shivering. And you know how you get used to two, how your brain rewires around us. It was that. Then the case hit. We ain't got to rehash the details. Wrong choices got long shadows. He caught time, and she cried at first. Come see him. Wrote thick letters, cursive like little rivers running across the page. We gonna make it, she said. I love you past the gates, she said. And Mel, he held those letters like life support, tucked them under his mattress like they was gold. But time got teeth. It bites the edges off promises. First, the calls get a little shorter, then the visits space out, then the letters, they don't come as thick. Mel shrugged it off. She busy, he said, new job. Her aunt sick. We all heard the reasons, and then the rumor came, and rumors in here, they got wheels. They roll faster than truth. Somebody's cousin seen Sheena at a lounge with a dude, hand on her waist, whispering, laughing that messy laugh that used to be Mel's favorite sound. Mel said, people talk. People lie. She wouldn't do me like that. A week later, the phone clicked weird. You know that click. She picking up, but her mind don't want to be on this call. Click. She sounded far. Hey, I'm tired. Long day. We'll talk this weekend. Weekend came and went. No call. That's when I watched it start. The slump. Not in his shoulders yet. That comes later. It started in his eyes. That tiny flame people keep behind their pupils, the pilot light, it flickered. He stopped eating full trays, push peas around like they chess pieces, stop cracking jokes during laundry detail. And Mel always had a little joke even if it was corny. I told him, come walk laps with me. He said, I'm good. I said, and that's exactly how sadness talks. We walked anyway, round and round under that broke fence sky. He kept glancing at the phone cages like they was gonna ring by themselves. I said, Mel, I gotta ask you straight. You think Sheena was somebody? He swallowed, didn't look at me. I think I ain't enough to keep her. That right there, that sentence, it's poison. I ain't enough. It'll crawl under your ribs and rewrite your biography if you let it. So I told him, maybe a little too hard, you're not a product on a shelf that someone passed over, man. You a person. People make choices because of who they are, not because of what you failed to be. He nodded like he heard me, but pain got wax in his ears. Quick tangent. First time I had my heart folded up, I was 20-something. She left a t-shirt at my spot, smelled like her shampoo. I kept sniffing that shirt like it was oxygen. That ain't love, that's addiction masquerading. I ain't eat right. I stared at the same paragraph in a book for an hour, reading no words. I checked my phone like it was a slot machine. Pull to refresh, maybe this time. I tell you that because Mel wasn't being dramatic. He was being human. So, week 2, he writes Sheena a big letter. Truthful, ugly, beautiful. I know things change. If you need to go, say it with your whole chest. Don't leave me hanging in a maybe. That maybe is killing me slower than any sentence. He put his soul on paper, man. Licked that envelope like it mattered. The reply came on a Thursday. 1 page. I still care about you. I'm just confused. Need space. I'll call you ever want to scream, but there ain't enough air allocated for you. That was Mel. He tried to play tough. It's cool, he said. I'm straight. But his tray went untouched. He stopped going to the rec. Skipped showers. Yeah, I said it. Depression will have a grown man ducking water like it's bullets. He lay on his bunk staring at that peeling paint like it was a movie. You ever count the holes in a ceiling tile? That's grief arithmetic. I pulled up again. Mel, listen to me. Your value ain't negotiable because somebody's attention got distracted. You bigger than one person's decision. You hear me? He shrugged. I hear you. Hearing ain't the same as believing. Another tangent, bear with me. There's a dude named Pops on our wing. Old timer. Been down longer than some of these COS been alive. He say, son, heartbreak is a teacher with no degree. It'll fail you until you study the right chapter. I asked Pops once, what's the chapter? He said, the chapter where you stop making other people responsible for holding your soul together. So I told Mel that. He blinked. Sound like bumper sticker wisdom, Joe. Yeah, I said, but you might need a bumper because life gon' rear end you sometimes. Then came the visit day. He put his name on the list, slicked his hair with that little cup of grease, got a Fresh State t-shirt, scrubbed his shoes like they mattered. He wanted to be presentable for a woman who was suddenly confused. He sat in the booth. Tick, tick. Families around, kids coloring with broken crayons, couples holding hands on opposite sides of glass like they touching through an aquarium. Sheena didn't come. He waited till they called in the visits. Eyes red but dry, 'cause in here water is currency and you don't spend it in public if you can help it. That night, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, he scared me. The way he was talking, ain't nothing left. I'm tired. What's the point? If you ever feel like that, and I mean ever, you speak up, loud. Tell a brother, tell a CO, tell the chaplain. I don't care if pride got to sit in the back seat for a day, let it. Your breath is not negotiable. I told Mel, say it to me, not to the darkness. We walked. We walked till count. We walked after, even if it was just in circles in the cell, my bunkie pretending to be asleep because he knew a man was on the ledge and the night was trying to push. Somewhere in that night, Mel said, if she loved me, she wouldn't do this. I said, if she loved you the way you love you right now, which is not at all, yeah, she'd do exactly this. Because you teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You calling yourself worthless with every skipped meal, every skipped shower, every skipped yard. You telling the world you don't matter. He didn't like that. But I wasn't trying to be liked. I was trying to keep him on this side of the dirt. So we built him a plan. Day one, eat half the tray no matter how dead the taste buds feel. Day two, shower no matter how heavy your bones are. Day three, go to yard. Don't gotta lift crazy, just walk. Day four, write a letter to your future self. Not to Sheena, to Mel. He said, that sound corny. I said, cool. Corny keeps coffins closed. Writing that letter, he struggled. Wrote, dear future me, then stared so long the ink bled a dot through the page. I told him, write like you talk. Cuss if you need to. Cry if you need to. But put a map in there, because a map is hope in paper form. He wrote, I don't feel like I got anything, but I still got breath. If you reading this, you survived that Tuesday. Good. Do it again tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie, that got me. Next week he hit chapel. Not even because he's some holy roller. He just needed quiet that ain't made of concrete. The chaplain ain't tried to save him with a speech. Sat there nodding, passing tissues like it was communion. Mel ain't say much, but I watched his shoulders drop half an inch. The kind of drop that says, okay, another day is possible. Then came the call that broke the rest of what was unbroken. He dialed Sheena. The ring, 1, 2, 3, click. A man's voice. Hello? Mel froze. Sheena there. Dude goes, she in the shower. Who this? You could hear Mel's soul leave his body for a second. He hung up. Didn't cuss, didn't swing, just placed the receiver down like he was putting a rose on a grave. He walked back, sat on his bunk, stared at the wall. I sat on the stool, said nothing. We let the quiet be a blanket that wasn't warm, but at least it covered something. After a while, he whispered, that's it. I said, yeah. He said, so what do I do now? I said, you live. On purpose, and we started small. Push-ups in sets of 5 like we was counting breaths. Walking laps like we was measuring grief with feet. He signed up for a class, AutoCAD or something. Man barely knew how to draw a stick figure, but structure is medicine. He started reading books that ain't got bullets in them, journals, even poetry. He said, Joe, I ain't read poems since I had to cheat off Sierra in 10th grade. I said, then start now. And yo, this part matter. He stopped calling Sheena, not to be petty, to be free. He blocked her number on the call list, wrote one last letter. I wish you well. I'm choosing me now. Sealed it, mailed it, done. Then he threw out the old letters, not because they were evil, but because they were the map to a place that burned down. Day after day, he rebuilt small, smiles that weren't wide but weren't counterfeit, sleep that came without bargaining, food that tasted like something besides punishment. He started helping other dudes with forms, grievances, requests, GED sign-ups. Look, being useful is a lifeline. It reminds you still take up good space. He even learned to cut hair with them janky clippers that sound like a mosquito with asthma. Phase wasn't perfect, but the line was clean. He'd hold the mirror behind a man's head, say, "You straight." And for a second, they both believed it about more than the haircut. But grief is tricky. It don't approach like a robber every time. Sometimes it's a pickpocket. One Tuesday, he woke up and the sadness was sitting at the edge of his bed, waiting like it had a key. He skipped chow, skipped yard. I went to check. He said, I'm back at 0. I said, cool. Then we count again. 0 ain't nothing but the place numbers start. Hear me, healers ain't heroes every day. Some days we just show up. That's the miracle. Show up hungry, show up tired, show up sad, but show up. He wrote his mama. Real letter, not the I'm good lie. He told her he was hurt, and she wrote back with handwriting that looked like a hug. Baby, I lost loves too. The world didn't end. It just looked different for a while. I'm still here. So are you? He read it 3 times and folded it like a sacred thing. Then he did something I ain't expect. He joined the little prison choir. Voice was rough, but he held that baritone like it owed him money. And I saw it. Singing gave him a place to put the ache without drowning in it. You ever seen a sunrise through razor wire? Looks like the sky doing time with you. But if you stare long enough, you realize the sky ain't trapped. It's just visiting. One morning, he looked at that sky and said, I'm a visitor in this pain. I ain't a resident. That line right there, we put it on a sticky note, taped it to his lockers. Visitor, not resident. Now, I know somebody out there is thinking, Joe, this all sound nice, but where's the real? Where's the part where he still want to text her at 2 a.m., where he scrolls his memories like a playlist? Like, real, he wrote a letter he never sent. You know the kind. The, I miss the way you. The, remember when we, the, I ain't mad, I'm just, letter. Then he tore it up in tiny pieces and flushed it like a ritual. He told me afterward I had to get that out my body. I said, exactly. Make room. 2 months in, he bumped into a CO who'd seen him slump. The man said, you look different. Mel said, trying. CO said, keep doing that. That's the closest thing to a blessing you get some days. And still nights are long. You hear the keys, the radios, the distant arguments, and somewhere between the second and third snore from your bunkie, you remember exactly how her laugh sounded. He cried once, quiet, the way men try to be silent when the ocean inside them ain't shame in that. Tears are just unspent words. I told him, don't waste pain, put it to work. We listed tasks. Learn 3 new words a day. Do 50 push-ups even if you break them into 5s. Read 1 page even if the letters look like ants. Teach one thing you know to somebody else. He did it, and days became a little less sharp. One afternoon, mail call hit, and there's a small package for Mel. It's a book from his cousin. Meditations, old Roman dude talking about control and acceptance like he been to county. Mel said he ain't from the block. I said he from a block. Different columns, same human mess. He read 2 paragraphs a night, underlined lines like you have power over your mind, not outside events. Then he'd grunt, easier said than done, which is true, but said is where done begins. I noticed something too. He started carrying himself the way a man does when he ain't auditioning for nobody. There's peace in quitting the role of please don't leave me. He took the robe off. He was just Mel. We in the yard one day, 2 laps in, and he says, "Joe, what if she called?" I said, then the sun rose, the wind blew, and the ocean got salt. And you will choose you again. Answer or don't. But don't audition. Don't explain your worth. If she asks how you been, tell the truth. Better than I thought I could be without you. Not as a jab, as a fact. He nodded slow. Facts, he said. Few days later, rumor mills spin up. Sheena posted a picture with that dude on the gram. Her caption some corny quote about finding peace after storms. Funny how folks cause the storm then take selfies in the calm. He brought the screenshot to me like it was a lab result. What this mean? He asked. I said, it mean your Wi-Fi too strong, brother. Delete the app from your mind. That's not your weather report, I added. Peace ain't something she took, it's something you build, brick by brick. Boundaries are bricks, routines are bricks, new dreams are bricks. We wrote a list of bricks for Mel, finished the course, write to 2 mentors, save for re-entry, practice interviews with me, yeah, right here in the day room with all the noise. He laughed embarrassed. Then he did it. Tell me about a time you overcame adversity, I asked in my fake HR voice. He said, this one. He started taking pride in small, clean things, folding his clothes tight, shining his commissary shoes till they remembered they used to be black, wiping the locker dust like them crumbs was part of a past he ain't want no more. That's the thing. Order outside helps order inside. Real quick, people think healing means fireworks, means you wake up singing with birds like a Disney joint. Nah, healing in here sounds like steady footsteps, like the scrape of a chair at a desk, like pen on paper, like the shower turning on at the same time every day. It ain't sexy, but it works. One morning, he caught his reflection in that scratched up metal, tilted his head like, I know this dude. Not the man Sheena left, not the man begging the phone to ring. A man who could sit inside his own name without feeling like a guest. He smiled. It was small, but it was his. I sat him down. Mel, listen. Love didn't fail you. A person made a choice. Don't punish yourself for somebody else's decision. Your breath matters. Your mornings matter. Your hands still know how to build. You ain't the mistake. You ain't the betrayal. You ain't the rumor. You ain't the unanswered call. You are you. He nodded, and this time I could tell he believed at least 51% of it. That's enough. Faith the size of a mustard seed, confidence the size of a corn, it buys the next step. So here's where we land for now.